Get ready with me. Hello, good morning. Today, I am just chilling out with you. I was so excited to get back on camera and to share with you. And I prepared something today. Like the real topic is going to be about emotional intelligence, like emotional awareness, emotional release, emotional freedom, like everything around emotions, because this is a channel where I want to really help you to create the life of your dreams. That means to create an authentic version of your dream life, not what you see on social media, which can be inspirational, of course, but really coming from the core of who you are and understanding who you are, right? So, the formula of creating the life of your dreams is thoughts, right? What do you think? What do you think? What do you believe about yourself? Like, that's really the foundation. The beliefs are stored within the body, right? A belief is a thought that you have repeated over and over again, probably running in the back of your mind, which is maybe not conscious, which you're not aware of. Like it's silence in the background. It's just on autopilot. But you can then, like, you can see in your life where you're limited, right? If you don't have to look far. If you look in your life, if you look around your life, if you look your health, your body, the way you look, or your relationships, or your like creative expression, or even your bank account, like those are the markers how you can see how you have limited yourself, right? So it is very important for us if we want that, right? If you want that, if you want to break free and really live a life where you're happy, that's what it's about, where you feel joy most of the time, even though things are going on in your life. Like, let me be real with you. Like, this year has been probably the most transformative year for me because like my dad died, my grandma died, um, and like I think this has really shaken me up to the core. I realized that all the time when there were death in my family, starting back 10 years ago, like I realized every time someone in my family died, I realized, okay, I gotta get like I got to do the things that I really want to do. And I did it. Like, honestly speaking, I did everything that I wanted to do. I can't remember in the past 10 years that I didn't do things because I was afraid or because of society's opinion or whatever. Like, I'm a rebel spirit at heart, have always been, and now I'm really living it out on camera. But I really also want to get to it to you. Like, I want to go deeper into the limitations that I had in order to get on camera or to really like build the brand that I want. Like, I want to be here. Like, I want to be on social media. I want to be on YouTube. I want to create reach. That's what I really genuinely love because I want to create and I want to, of course, be received. I mean, we all want that, right? I truly believe that we all want that. Not everybody wants to create a social media account. Yeah. But I think maybe yes, why not? Um, but even if not, that's fine. And I think that is the most powerful place to be, like accepting or realizing, yes, of course, I want to be loved because I love myself. Like at this point in my life, I love myself. I love all of me. And this is what we're going to talk about in emotional intelligence in depth more. I love myself and part of loving yourself and love, right? Love flowing through you is being creative. Like you have all these ideas, you have all these thoughts, like so many things are clear. Like I feel like I'm a super person. Like I have always been that person, but now like I'm channeling this energy into this YouTube channel. And this is creating so big, like a bigger circulation. You know, I will also always talk about these things because yes, I am a nerd, like, and I am a certified life coach, and I have like intensively studied the laws of the universe. And yeah, it doesn't matter, but it is the laws of the universe, like this law of circulation and being able to circulate more love, more energy, and create a system to circulate it out. This will actually really create, yeah, this will create something amazing for you. And I can feel it. I can really feel it. Like I am creating my own love bubble. Yes. So with all of that being said, welcome to Healing into Femininity, because that's what I'm all about. Like that's what the whole brand is about. Healing into femininity for me is like healing into wholeness, healing into all of you, healing into full spectrum self, being from your human nature to your divine nature. That's the whole spectrum. And today I want to get into depth. But yeah, you see, I'm just here talking. But yeah, I want to get ready with you because I thought, yeah, why separate it? Let's talk a little bit. Most of the time I talk very fast. So this might be an opportunity to slow down. I brought my makeup things. I'm definitely not a makeup influencer at all. I think for myself, my makeup is cute. I am like I've always taken care of myself. Like I love self-care. I'm a nutritionist as well. I think the most important part about self-care or also skincare is food and water, right? So if you take care of the very basics, like if you take care of the roots, the fruits will definitely be good. I mean, I'm 35. I think I look quite good. I have a few lines here, so I'm getting aware of that. And but I don't really mind because again, I love myself and I'm taking care of myself, and everything else is just cosmetics, right? If you feel good about yourself, it will radiate out. But I'm up for the glow up, like the outward glow up a little more. So yes, that's how I look. And I'm just gonna do what I do. I think my everyday makeup and just play around while speaking about emotional intelligence and emotional freedom, because that's really what it's about. So I don't know if I should do that. I'm not sponsored. I'm using a makeup foundation by Maybelline. Again, I'm not really a makeup like foundation makeup person. Most of the time I just use concealer, but let's get it in. Let's just try something. Like, and I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm not such a perfectionist. I don't even know if that's my tone. Probably not. But I think if you, oh my God, I think if you expose yourself, and I'm ready for that, if you expose, oh my God, look at this on camera. This looks even more horrible. I look like a let's trust the process, right? Let's trust the process. I don't even know if people do it like that. Oh my God, I'm gonna be talking so much because I analyze everything I do while I do it, but it's okay. Let's try it. So what I really want to talk about is emotional intelligence, right? This was like a sensory experience with my makeup, with my microphone. Okay, this is very messy, but stay with me if you want. So let's dive in. Yeah. So I wrote a few things down talking about emotions. Because the thing is, like, if you're into manifesting, I'm definitely into manifesting, like creating the life of your dreams. There's the formula, right? So the formula is your thoughts create your feelings create your actions, and your repeated actions create your results, aka your manifestation, right? So it's an energy channel, like the thoughts, or you can also call it intention, the thoughts, then the feeling, and then the action, and then the result, right? So it is really about the feeling. It's so important to first create emotional awareness. So that means you got to feel your feelings. You got to feel your feelings. A good thing, a good tool to do that, I think, is to have the map of consciousness by David Hawkins. It's like it's a map of consciousness. I'm not good at video editing, and I think I'm not going to do it, but you had the scale. Just look it up, right? So it's like really from shame. You can actually, like, in this map of consciousness, you can see like the colors of the chakra system as well, like the red, then the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, and then more of the two purple colors. And this, what is this about? Like, even the chakra colors, it is about the spectrum of light, like what we see, the color range, the emotional, the frequency. Because what is a color? A color is a wavelength. It's a frequency pattern that hits our eye in the human realm, and then we can see and say, okay, this is red. But it's a thought, it's a wave, right? Everything in this universe is a wave, it's a wavelength, everything is energy. And that's, of course, the same thing with human emotions, right? So the lower human emotions are like guilt, fear, shame, doubt. Like, again, look up this whole the thought map, the David Hawkins map, and you can see, yeah. Again, like, I'm not a professional. I'm just spending time with you. So don't take this as advice. We'll look how this is gonna look. We'll see. Um, I think it is important that you know like what you feel in like any given situation, or like just start getting aware of what you feel, and then you got to be honest, right? You got to be honest with yourself if you feel things like shame, because one sabotage mechanism could be to be like have po- toxic positivity, right? To pretend that you always feel good, that you're above things, that you feel so good, and that you're happy, and that nothing can phase you. I think this is what a lot of spiritual people do. Like, it's also called spiritual bypassing. You're I actually recorded a video on TikTok just a few days ago, and then there was this woman. I was so grateful that she came up, because I that's what I love about interaction, because then it gives even more context we can talk about. So I talked about dark femininity or dark psychology. I will also talk a little bit about that today, but then she wrote like, I'm not about the devil's work, like I'm only love and light. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, you're spiritually bypassing, because the thing is, we are humans, like, we are human beings, and we have those feelings. Like, if you don't acknowledge that you have those feelings, it's just like not acknowledging your skin color, or not acknowledging your hair or your hair texture, or not acknowledging whatever the socioeconomic place that you grew up in, or not acknowledging what's going on the planet, right? Like, that there's a lot of violence here. Like, that's just what it is. Like, I don't want it to be like that. I don't want to be part of it necessarily, but that's facts. These are the facts. It can't change, because facts can't change, right? It can't change. It's just a snapshot of reality currently. But yeah, no matter if it's that, it is that. It is a snapshot of reality. And the thing was that with this woman, like, saying like, I'm all about love and light, I realized, okay, now I'm at the point where people will see me as the devil, and I have absolutely no problem about that, because that is what personal development is about. That is what becoming a full spectrum human being is about. That is what it means to unlock your whole self. It's about being honest with yourself that you are a human, and that you have human needs. And again, and that's still crazy to me, but over the past centuries, like, with patriarchy and Christianity and organized religions, there has been a lot of shaming around the human being. Like, for example, that, let's say, Christianity, I come from Christianity, like, I have been, like, I grew up around Christianity. If any if any religion, it would be Christianity. But at this point in my life, I studied Christianity, I studied the Islam, I studied Hinduism, I studied Ifa, like, I studied voodoo. I studied a lot of like religions and like religious systems, and I think there's truth in all of it. And also, the organized form is not really what will lead people to empowerment. That's just my point of view at this point. If you like, maybe I'm going to talk more about this for more context, but for now, that's what I'm sharing, right? So I believe that we have been shamed about our humanity, right? We have been shamed about our humanity, our sexuality. Like, this is not even dark. Like, look at that. Like, that's supposed to be dark, but it's not dark for me. I'm just realizing that. I love it. So funny. But I'm still gonna use it. Let's see where this is going. Um, but yeah, this is what it is. Like, we, especially as women, like, we have been shamed, for example, about our sexuality, not only having sex, but actually saying, like, yeah, I'm sexy. I wanna be sexy, like I own it, like, and then also live it, like express it. And I think it actually can be dangerous. You have to develop the personality for it. Like, if you just come out here and want to be sexy, but you don't have the personality that goes with it, you're probably gonna get, like, you're gonna get, how do I say it best? Like, people are gonna want to take advantage of you, because the more sexy you become, the more beautiful you become, the more radiant you become, the more people will see it, obviously. And if you don't know how to handle this new level of visibility, yeah, it can get dangerous, like, just to say the least. It, for me, it's yeah, you have to be able to handle, or you have to be able to carry all that all that sexuality, all that beauty. You have to be able to carry it, and you have to be able to say no, and you have to be able to politely fight off people, things like that. So, yeah, I know that it's real. Some women are afraid to show their beauty, because I think it's not only because they are afraid to get judged, but also because they know that they will be more visible, because beauty is actually kind of like admitting, I think I'm beautiful, and I am going to enhance my beauty even more, and I'm going to display my beauty because I love to look beautiful, and I want other people to see me. Like, that's more of a secondary thing, I think, but it is part of the equation. Like, you want people to see you. Okay, so about my eyebrows, if you ask yourself, like, why are my eyebrows, why do they look like that? I actually, like, my eyebrows don't really grow. So I only have eyebrows here, like literal hair, and then here, that's hair, and then here, the darker spots. Here, that's eyebrows, like hair, a little bit here, a little bit here. But the rest is permanent makeup. Like, what is it? Eye powder brow. Yeah, but it's not dark enough anymore, so I always use my thingy. Okay, so yeah, I think I can't really talk like that. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit. So, yeah, so that's it. I believe that we have been shamed. Like, it's a general societal programming, especially if you are part of any kind of, like, religious group or kind of moral group. You are still, like, you're probably subconsciously still um shamed, and you're shame yourself for your sexuality and your body, your physicality, your humanness, because this human creature, we're both, right? This human creature that we are needs things. Like, this human creature that we are needs food, water, clothes, shelter. Yeah, and also, like, some kind of physical affection. You can, like, I'm I'm not engaging in physical intercourse at this moment in my life, and I think I'm fine. Like, I think I don't even need it anymore. But the feeling is still there, and and that's the thing, like, I can't express the feeling on my own. Like, I don't need a man. Like, I can feel sexy. That's a very big one. I think I'm going to talk more about this because I believe like this is where my expertise lies. Like, I have been able to, if we're talking about the law of attraction, it's about your sexual energy. It is about you radiating out your sexual energy and that you're that you're feeling yourself, right? That you feel good about yourself, that you feel that you're actually not numbing your sexual like organs, like your sexual uh yeah, motor. It's a motor. Like it's literally the motor down there. It's like your activation button of your whole physical being as a woman. Like you're turned on by life. Not only by a man, but by so many things, good things, beauty, food. You're turned on. Yeah. So that's one thing that I see. I think it's coming about quite nice. Or yeah, that's okay. Um, so where do we continue? I think that's the thing. So it's interesting. I'm like putting on makeup and then speaking. But again, going back to the body, and I believe that so many things about shame are like basically everything. Like if we speak about shadow work, if we speak about dark psychology, you know what it is? It's literally about accepting your humanity. It's about accepting who you are as a human creature. It's not even personal. Let me do this on camera. Oh, Lord. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. I have I have this song running in my mind. I just like sometimes like I am not somebody. Wait. I'm not somebody like I don't really follow trends like that. Like I'm always in my own world and then I binge. It's not coming about right quite the same, but this eye is also a little smaller. Yeah. Uh. Okay. That's that's good enough. That's good enough. Um, yeah, so like I'm not really somebody who follows trends. Like when this whole Drake and Kendrick beef was going on, I wasn't involved. Like I didn't care because I was doing what I wanted and needed to do. But now like it kind of showed up in my algorithm, and since yesterday I've always like I've been listening to Kendrick's They Not Like Us, and I love it. Like I love the rawness, and this is also what where it comes about. This is what I have been hiding. This is what I have been suppressing, and I believe that this is what most people are actually suppressing, yeah, who move in society, let's say middle class, or like I live in Germany, you know, so I'm my mom is German, my dad is Ghanaian. Like I grew up middle class. Now I'm like educated, and I have been like I've been climbing, let's say, the social ladder, or I have been climbing even the educational ladder. Like I have a bachelor's degree, and then I am a like I'm a certified nutritionist, I'm a certified life coach, yeah. So I didn't dare to show up like this, right? I have all these degrees, I have all these professional accolades, but at the same time, I'm also just this girl or just this woman, you know, even saying girl, like I'm 35, I mean, but I'm a girly. I'm this girl who just really likes to share what she found and what I found to liberate myself and to create the happiness that I have. Like create the money, create the body, create the beauty, create the happiness, like really from the inside out, right? The freedom to express myself, the freedom to be me with all shades. But then let's go back to they not like us. Let's go back to the to the realness about this video or about this whole song. It's so real, right? And that's why people loved it so much. And I believe that this is what we crave. Like we love raw and messy people. Like that's it. Like of course there needs to be balance where you create. I'm all about order, order, cleanliness. I'm all about yeah, like having the routines to also like clean your body, nourish your body, but the same thing with your environment, the same thing with your finances, right? The same thing with the people that you surround yourself with. Of course, they can't be toxic, but people who put in the work as well, like who work on themselves and things like that. But and then also we love a little ratchetness, don't we? I mean, that's why hip hop is so big. Like that's why all like white people, like if you're white, like yeah, you're included, you're invited, right? But that's why all the white people love also hip hop and all of the girlies also like Megan the Stallion and all of the rapper girls doing it big because everybody wants to be a little bit like them. Yeah, everybody wants to be a little ratchet, right? Everybody wants to be so confident, like so confident in their bodies. So what I'm gonna do right now, like if you care, like I use like this fixing spray by Catrice. I put it like I've learned it from one friend. I put some of it on my hand. I thought this was a great tactic. I put it on my hand like it's liquid, right? And then I go into my blush. So I take the blush with this liquid brush and then I put it on. I've learned also here on social media that someone with a like with a face shape like mine, however I want to call it, should always put on their blush more at the back here, like not so much here in the front, but more like yeah, parallel to the like the jawline and then this cheekbone line. Isn't it funny how I'm like being an makeup expert now? Yeah, we're unlimited. And I'm also gonna try this. Like I think that's also what people do, right? To create this peachy, sweetie look. Oh my God, interesting. Okay, let's see. We're not fully done, so I think I'm also gonna put some here. I think that's so funny. Oh my God, this is way too much. Like, what happened over here? Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to myself. So, going back to Kendrick and going back to being real, being human, being pity or petty, just like Beyonce said, she said, yeah, I'm just as petty as you are. Yeah, we're all human. I mean, we all have we all have hurts, triggers, traumas, and it will never go away. Like we will never stop being human. This is one thing that I realized, and this is also what made me come online here, is to realize that's actually cute. What do you think? I think that's cute. Like I think it's the first time that I'm doing it like that, but I think I like it. Um, but yeah, we will never be like this is something that I think that I had to understand. Like I was deeply immersed in personal development and I still am and I love it. Like this has brought me here. But one part is that I kind of thought maybe that I will be um that I will be so perfect one day that I will be so perfectly divine, like kind of transforming into an angel. I think I am an angel. I think I am very loving and I have this high frequency, but I'm still human and I love it. I love my sexuality, I love my energy, I love my dark psychology. Like I love to not give a fuck and things like that. So yeah, we will always be human. We will always be human. We will stay human. We will not transcend out of humanity, and then that's the goal. No, that's not the goal. It's not the goal to transcend out of humanity. It's the goal is to become fully human. Oh my God, I don't even know what else to do. You can clearly see I'm not a makeup person. But I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's actually okay. I don't know. You can give me a feedback if you want. But it's not the goal to transcend out of humanity. It's really the goal to be human and to be all, to own it all. Like I wrote that down, to own it all, to own your sexuality, to own your survival. This is also something you've probably heard that. I mean, that's a very common term that we use here on social media as well, or especially in the personal development scene, like survival mode, right? Getting out of survival mode. It is important to get out of survival mode. One of the best things is to make money. That's really one thing that I promote all day, every day. So but also to recognize, that's very important, to recognize that you are in survival mode, or that you are, that your triggers, that's most of the time, our triggers, or not most of the time, all the time, our triggers trigger our survival instinct. Like when we are being triggered, it somehow deeply relates to our fear, and then our fear of not being loved, and also our fear of, like, if we're not being loved, like when we, like most of the, let's say most of the very deeply rooted triggers in our cells, in our nervous system, in our cellular system, and most of these triggers were formed in the years between, like, when we were in our mother's womb until we were 6 or 7. Yeah, it continues because we are in this human matrix, then it gets reinforced, like it gets even stronger. But like around that time, we need our parents. Like I always like to say that around that time, we need our caretakers to take care of us, because look at humans, right? Like we human beings, we need our parents so long. Like we really need them for a long time. Like we're so dependent on them, not only emotionally, but literally like physically, like to feed us, because a human child is not really able to survive on their own for until they're like 13 or something, 13 to 14. That's also a initiation passage, right? That ancient cultures have like initiated men and women into, yeah, into adulthood now, right? Women like kind of got initiated by themselves through the period, through the cycle, through bleeding, but men had to go out and prove that they can now like provide, like can fight and provide and hunt and be a valuable member of society. And women just bled, like that was their initiation. That is also one thing that I promote, is that I believe that the woman is inherently valuable, more valuable for maybe even, I don't know, but like really valuable. We have to create balance at least, because women don't have to go out there and prove their strength. Like women are strong, like women are life, like they are everything, the gatekeepers to the heavens, to the bloodline, to humanity. Yeah, but okay, let's not go too deep into that route. Um, but yeah, initiation, triggers, programming, early childhood programming. So yeah, we are all programmed. That means like the mindsets, right? The limitations, we all downloaded it from everything, our whole culture, like even the weather conditions, the way we ate, was there enough food, like did we get the love, were we able to express our emotions, things like that. Like all of that really formed us, right? And then depending on how our parents learned how to deal with life, that's kind of what we learned. And they not like us, they not like us. I think that's kind of cute. what you think. I think this, I like this the most. That's very new to me. Now I have this black all over my face. But yeah, so we all have this programming. I don't even know where I was, like where I was going with the programming, early childhood programming, the triggers are stored in our bodies, right? Yeah. And we have to understand that exactly. Like we don't want to transcend out of being human. We want to actually fully come back into our body. Because also one thing that happens when we are traumatized, one coping mechanism can be to that our spirit or our energy, our full experience, our full body experience it's not being tapped into because we are leaving our body, like with our energy we kind of leave our body. That means that we are not really present in our body. So for a lot of women especially, we have to come back into our bodies, and we can only come back into our bodies when we feel safe. So I hope you understand what I just meant. Like when we, for example, you this is part of, also, like if we want to take it to the extreme, this is how um oh no, that's too much. Like that wasn't really it with this thing here, I think. I'm just trying something, like I don't know. um but as children, like if you grew up in a, let's say, abusive environment or any kind of environment that you don't really liked, you will create another world in your mind. Again, this is also how where we see how powerful our minds are. But this is the beginning of creating a split, like personal disorder, psychological, what is it called? Like a split personality. And this is also, no, oh my God, this doesn't work. This really, I don't know. Let's see. Um, So just realizing that we all kind of have a split personality. We all do have a little bit of a, yeah, split psychological reality. Like we have different parts of ourselves. This is all, it's called parts work. Parts work is reintegrating like all the different parts of yourselves so you can become whole, not to split them up. Yeah, but to actually feel. That's what I wanted to say. It's about allowing yourself to feel again, to feel your body, to feel yourself, because you're safe. If you don't feel, you are not fully present. Like you're only going to be in your mind. You're going to be very mental. You're going to be very mental, but you're not actually here. So that really, yeah, it's called dissociate, right? We dissociate from reality. We're not really present with all of our senses. We're somehow living in fantasy, like we're not living in reality. I think the best way to manifest the life of your dreams is both, right? To stand firm, very deeply rooted with your feet on the ground and really embodied, like feeling this human experience, especially as a woman through your womb and your, like your sexuality, as said. But it's important to feel yourself and then be with your heads in the clouds, like literally being with your head, being like embodying your higher self. It's both. It's becoming 10 feet tall with your energy system. That's it. Uh, I hope you understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's it. And what else do I want to say? Going back to the body, coming into the body. That's also what I do in my programs. I help women to come back into their womb, to come back into their sexuality, right? Because this is where it all starts. This is where you feel human. What else? Like, what do you think about the makeup? I think it's maybe a little bit too. I like it. but it's uneven. Maybe this is too much here. Yeah, but I really like this. I think I can do a little more. Um, yeah, but that's what people do here. I've seen that. Did they not like us? Hmm. Maybe put some of this here. That's a very glowy, glowy look, but that's what we want. I think the eyes are too smoky for the rest of the look. I think like I kind of went for this summer dewy sweet plum look, and now I also have the smoky eyes, so maybe that's not what I want. So maybe I will blend it out more. Um, yeah, so we want to, that's all I want to say. Like as women, we have to get back into our bodies and really own our physical experience, own our sexuality, and especially the sexuality part, because realizing that the physical experience is not trauma, the physical experience is not hurt and pain. Like when you have had experiences in your life, and you don't even have to remember or think back, just know that when you're not really grounded, like when you're not making the kind of money that you want, when you're not really having the life experience that you want, like eating good food, having a healthy relationship with food, if you don't have those physical pleasures, you probably are a little bit dissociated from the pleasure in your body. Yeah, so again, we don't always have to go all the way back. That's why I think therapy is amazing, but I believe more in transformational principles, because therapy is just, I don't want to, like, again, like, please don't take it too serious. But I think therapy will only make you aware of what's going on. But if you really want to create a different reality, I believe it's about transformational principles. That's what I that's what I am an advocate for, and I am a coach. So if you want to dive deeper into it and create more of, yeah, a full spectrum, confident personality who has it all, everything that you want, not what everybody else is doing, but really being free and unlocking your millionaire self and your confident beauty self. Um, yeah, so I think that's a little better with the eyes. Okay, so okay, getting back into the body. I have more things here now as I finish the makeup, kind of. We'll see. Thank you for being here with me. That is my hair. Like I straightened it, but it's already getting frizzy. But that's also like, I think that can be a look. I think it's a whole look, because I look like, even with my kaftan, like I think that looks like, okay, I just kind of woke up and I'm in Ibiza. Oh yeah. Let's be in Ibiza together. Let's do it. That's my favorite look. Oh girl. Let's see. I don't know. Can you hear me? I just wanted to. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. It's working. Yeah, so getting back into the body. We can do that now together. Getting into the body. Trauma are feelings, not thoughts, right? So we want to get back into the body, and then we can take inspired actions, feel actions of, we feel safe enough, like we feel good about ourselves, we feel confident in ourselves. And confidence also comes from feeling powerful and strong in your body. Absolutely, especially as a woman. So because men have that physical strength kind of naturally. I think it's also important for men to exercise it, but also for women, it's very important. Also, if you are into this whole femininity movement, don't neglect your more masculine side. And the masculine side could also be described as the physical, the reality, the matter, like the physical reality. And to make it personal, it is your body. So working out is the masculine in the feminine life creation, right? So you want to feel strong. You want to feel mentally, emotionally, physically strong. So you're confident enough to go for whatever it is that you want, right? But going back to the emotional thing, the emotional charge is really important that you, as I said, that most of the time, like the trauma, you will realize what your traumas are. Also, you don't have to go all the way back. This is also something that I believe in. You don't have to necessarily find out every reason for the feeling, but I think it's important that when you go out and you feel triggered, and what is a trigger? A trigger can feel like an electrical shock, right? Like you get this ping, you get this electrical shock, whether it be like feeling of jealousy, or whether it be when people talk about money, you feel inferior, or when people talk about anything, or people criticize you, or most of the time we realize our triggers not even by people directly confronting us, or maybe people are directly confronting us with rejection, with like yeah, disappointment or betrayal. Like this is when we get triggered, right? When people reject us. I think the most common thing in personal interactions, like real face-to-face interaction, is um what is it called? Is rejection, right? So you want to feel this electrical feeling, and you want to feel this, it's like a shock. It's literally like an electrical shock, and you know, okay, I'm triggered, and that means, okay, here is the barrier of what I have allowed myself to expand into. And then you can like take the charge out. Literally, we're talking about electricity. So a trigger is something that gives you the electrical charge, and you take the charge out by neutralizing the connection between what you think and what you feel. Let me try to give you a good example. So, for example, if people talk about money, and you feel like you come from a poor family, or a poor socioeconomic status, or you're still not worthy, that also it has to do with worthiness, but to make it more practical, it has to, yeah, it has to do with you feeling like you don't have enough. Also, I think there can be a lot of shame around not having enough of money, but then also having shame around wanting money. I mean, the human psyche is very tricky. So we will, if you work with me, we will have to really find out what it is for you, because everyone has a different program. Yeah. And it can be two contradicting things at the same time as well. Like it's so tricky. But if you think, okay, like this is something that triggers me, the tool here is to get the emotional charge out, to neutralize it, and to come to a place of the 0 point. It's called the 0 point. Dr. Joe Dispenza speaks about it, like many transformational teachers. Ooh. There's a storm coming up, and my door just slammed, like my balcony door. And this 0 point is the opportunity for you to recreate a new story, a new thought, a new belief, a new story about who you are, where you come from, what is true to you. So with the money story, maybe you have been running this program of, I am not enough, I don't have enough of money, I can maybe not make more money. And then somebody confronts you with this, you get the electrical charge, then you realize, okay, here's the trigger. Perfect. It serves me. It's good for me. It's good to feel the trigger. Triggers are your best friends. Triggers are the way for you to go up, yeah, to excel, and to really go from level to level, because you realize every time you hit the trigger, you know, here's potential to grow. to transform. And then you do that, you go back and you rewire the story, you tell yourself a new story, and you say, okay, this is actually no longer true. I release it, I release the charge, the 0 point. Okay, everything is neutral, and then you can start telling yourself a new story, and then you reconnect. It's literally like a surgery that you do in your mind body connection, right? It's a whole research area. Like the mind body connection is connecting thoughts and emotions, right? Stories that you tell with new emotions. It's like a plastic surgery of connecting brain circuitry, and the brain is the central part of the nervous system, right? The brain is connected through the spine, and then the nervous system goes all through your body. So what you think will create what you feel, and what you feel also creates what you think. So it's a back and forth dynamic connection. And we want to realize that we have the power to change the story. We have the power to change our reaction. We want to come to the 0 point and then create a new identity, a new story. Yeah, very important. And oh my God, this video is long, but I will continue and I will share a little bit more. So now we have kind of created emotional awareness, right? You feel what you feel. You realize it's important to feel, not to bypass what you feel, not to pretend that everything is always good. No, allow yourself to feel the shitty feelings and then say, okay, this is an opportunity for me to grow, right? I want to grow. So you you repattern, you neutralize, you tell a new story, you repeat that story now. One thing that is very important in the neutralizing phase to recharge, right? It's not only like it's not so intellectual the way I just explained it. A whole aspect that comes into it is the emotional release. So I'm speaking about emotional awareness. Now I'm speaking about emotional release, right? The emotional release, like to hit the then you're tapping into, let's say, a storehouse. Because what is a trauma? A trauma is kind of like a snapshot of an of a mind emotion connection in time. It's a frozen energy connection. And now when the trigger comes, you tap into that frozen energy connection between the story and the feeling, and now you can get into it. Again, I'm speaking into it like from a very scientific perspective, right? So you can go and perform the surgery. And how do you do the emotional release? Whew, and this is where we come to what I have unconsciously been using for a long time to do that, is to dance. Also, in coming back to the video, to the music video, and to the song by Kendrick Lamar, they're not like us. They're not like us. Okay, I can see how I can change this. So amazing. I think it's still a little dark here. Maybe I can put some more. I can put even maybe a lighter. I don't know if it's gonna ruin everything, but I have this lighter concealer, even light reflecting concealer. One thing about me and my makeup, I think I still haven't really found the right shades and things like that for me. Is this even still? I think it's empty. Is it empty? Okay. Yeah, I think so. But that's good. Then I can throw it away. I love that. I love when things are empty, and like really I love to use things to really use them up. And I don't think this is poverty consciousness. I think it's very resourceful and appreciative of the product. Um, but when it's empty, it's time to let it go. When it's empty, it's time to release it. Okay, but it is empty. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Good. So in the music video or in the whole song, as I'm saying, like I use this as an example. They not like us. They not like us. It's very like it's very human, right? He's dissing him. It's not all peace and shiny. Like he's going in, he's pointing out his flaws. But one thing that I love about this video as well is the whole community thing and how he highlights the crumb part of LA, like the crumb community. Um, and I think that's amazing because I grew up dancing. I think like I will give myself the credit for it. I actually introduced Crumb to one of my then friends, like he was my first boyfriend then, but I introduced this to him and then he took it and he ran with it and he became one of the biggest Crumb stars out of the US, I believe. So shout out to Ose. And in this Kendrick Lamar video, like he highlighted the Crumb community. So it is really this clowning thing. And what I have always loved about the dance community is that it is a tool for transformation. And especially with Crumb, I really realized that it was like, and that's how they marketed it and they understood it. The power of Crumb is to release your anger. And if you like grow up in a culture where there's like a lot of poverty or desperation, I think it is important. No, not I think, I know 100% how healing it is to transform the anger into art, right? And dance is art and crumping is like a emotional release technique. And you can do the same thing at home. Like you can get out the rage and the anger and the maybe the frustration, and then you will realize under that is maybe sadness, right? Or even letting out your love. Sometimes we are being shamed to show our love, right? Or the sadness, right? The tears. Let it out. Let it come out. Again, here's the stored emotion and it wants to be released. It's like a clump. It's like it's like a little disease literally in the body. It's like an energy entanglement, this trauma point. Yeah, so we point into it, it hurts, and then we can dive into it and poof. It's like also like popping the pickle. That's so German. Popping the pickle. Pickle is not actually the cucumbers, but a pickle is like a pimple. So popping the pickle. I love that. It's not popping the pickle, it's popping the pimple, like when there's something in. We love that, right? Don't we love cleaning? I love, like, I've just recently gotten into looking or watching these little short videos on how the dermatologist or the skincare professional squeezes out it's called, what is it called? Like excess skin and debris. Yeah, it has a name, but she pushes it out and then you can see how like this, ugh, it's disgusting, but somehow, and that's what she's also saying, like it's so it's so fulfilling, it's so satiating, I think that's the word she calls it, to see how the dirt and the debris gets out. And I feel the same way. I'm a nutritionist and I like to do body cleansings, and I have done like a liver flush before. This is where you fast, I think, like for 2 days, and you drink certain things that make your liver flush out toxins out of the liver. It's so disgusting, but at the same time, it's so fulfilling because now you see what has been stored in the liver and it wants to come out. Ugh! And then you see, like, it's so satisfying to see all the dirt and all the debris that has been stored in your body. And now oh, that's disgusting. But at the same time, now I'm clean. And the same thing is with trauma. The same thing is with emotional debris, because the trauma is like a emotional debris. And as I said, like the emotional debris is the stored up energy here connected to a thought form, a story that you tell yourself. You go into it and you release it, and you release it by dancing, like by talking. For me, this is also emotional release, like creating this YouTube videos with you, like just speaking about all those things that all the information that I've stored, that I've gathered. It's not good to keep it in. Everyone has to have an outlet. Yeah, that is what it is. Have to have an outlet for whatever you process, right? So dance, but also cry of joy, cry of tears. Crying is also an emotional release technique, a natural one. But also moan, for example, like if you feel so good about your life, moan, right? Oh, do that. You don't have to have sex for this. But because you can see when somebody is not healthy, they are depressed. Depression is the depression putting down the energy, but you want to open it up and let it out. Poof, right? So people who are depressed most of the time are numb, like they have numbed out the dynamics of their lives. So we want to open it up and let the debris come out. And this is what is going to happen every time you start cleansing, whether it be your mind, your emotions, but also the pimples in your skin or your liver or your gut. Like this is what I love, like gut cleansing, liver cleansing, like really cleansing your body. You will realize like out comes bad odor. You will smell bad. Ugh, all of that. But behind the release of the yuck is cleanliness, is beauty, is freedom. So emotional release through all these energies, right? And also, of course, through the voice. I believe in the body, but also the voice, right? So you can scream, you can shout, you can cry, but you can also sing. If you feel so happy, you just be like la 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 la, let the energy flow, right? Let it flow. That's Flow is life. Flow is good. You see, I'm prepared, even though this sounds like I'm all over the place. I'm not. Like I really have everything. I have it together here over here. Um, so okay, so the last thing maybe I'm going to talk about, yeah, is so you want to let it out. So I've touched on emotional awareness, emotional release. Now, behind the release is the freedom. And with freedom, this is where we want to be. We want to be mentally free. We want to be emotionally free because from this point we can now create something new and it just feels so good. There is so much energy that you now have, so much the energy, the body, the system is circulating again, just like with the liver or with the gut. If you have debris in your gut, and we all do, or if you have debris in your liver or any other organ, the circulation is not as healthy, right? Because something is stuck there. Something is stuck there and you want to get it out. So the circulation starts again. Circulate, 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 circulate. And that's amazing. Circulation is good. Circulation is life. Circulation is health. I'm giving you gems. I hope you understand. Like I'm giving you everything. I hope you can handle it. Okay. So circulation is life. You want to let the things circulate, and then you can really, this is where you reach emotional intelligence. Yeah. So emotional awareness, emotional release, emotional freedom, and also emotional intelligence. And one thing that I want to say and kind of round it off is that we want to do this inner work because we want to feel whole. We want to feel whole and we want to be all. We want to be it all, the human part of us and the divine part. And I believe society has kind of cut us off into both directions. There's also an esoteric word for it. Like this is kind of like the underworld. This is the middle world and this is the higher world. And I feel that in this society, more or less, like if you don't do the inner work, the occult, the esoteric, the spiritual, the emotional release, and all of that, whatever you want to call it, you're stuck in mediocrity. This is literally what mediocrity means. You just have a narrow spectrum of emotions, but also of what you see, right? And also of what you're able to do. So it's important to open the aperture, right? It's opening yourself up to yourself, realizing that you have more darkness, maybe more unprocessed darkness, more unreleased darkness as well. Like this is the realm of the shadow or the realm of the trauma most of the time. But you have to, there's another saying that I love. You can't reach to heaven if you don't reach to hell, something like that. If your roots don't reach down to hell, your what is this called, like the other things of the tree, like your branches can't reach to heaven. So you're not only the trunk of the tree, you're the roots, and the deeper the roots, the sweeter the fruits. Yeah, the deeper the roots, the sweeter the fruits. The deeper the roots, the higher your branches can go up into heaven. And that's what we want. We want to become 10 feet tall. And that's it. That's literally what's going to happen if you do this work. You're going to be a giant, energetic giant. Yes. So doing the inner work means opening yourself up from just this limited perspective to opening yourself up to realize that you are the darkness. You have darkness inside of you. You are more human than you think. You have like you have the sexual craving, you need money because you need food, shelter, clothes. You are a little crazy, right? You're wild. You are like feral, or what's the word? Like with women, like you're like the sexual creature. You're wild. You are ruled by the moon. Like you get a little loco. Yeah, at times you are an animal. You are a creature. You are a predator. I like that too. A predator is somebody who goes out and hunts, right? And kills. Yeah, you're that too. You are that too. Yeah, especially for my girlies over here, speaking about narcissistic abuse. Yeah, become the narcissist too. You know, like I am for that. I am for violence, but it's a tool in a toolbox. It's not your whole identity, but you can give somebody else shit too. You can cut people off just like that too. You know, like you don't have to be the nice person if somebody's not the nice person to you. So it's really about nuance here, realizing that you have all of that as well in your pocket. Most of the time, these potentials are covered by shame. Again, going back to shame, society, ethics, morals, religions, most of the time, this is covered by shame. More of the humanity is covered by the shame, but also more of our divinity is covered by a denial or something like that. Fear, maybe even. This is where we want to take the lid off and we want to let it come out. How? Again, we want to cleanse it, neutralize it, tell a new story, own it, integrate it, right? Boom. It's a technology. I'm giving y'all the juice today. Okay. So this is the lower self, so-called lower self, which is not bad, which is just a way to say it. Yeah. So you are a human. Okay, messy, crazy, wild, animalistic, feral. Okay, that's who you are. And then we go to the higher self, the light work. And this is where your vulnerability comes in. You are a lover. You love to give. You love love, right? You love your divinity. You love your mentality. You love to perceive the higher realms, your intuition, the downloads, the visions, right? The vision for your life, like who you could be, who other people could be, like seeing potential, you know, but also the vision for the world. This is where we're now speaking about the 5D, talking about new earth and becoming the embodiment of divinity with everything integrated. This is most of the time also shut down by fear, maybe fear of our higher selves, but especially maybe this feeling of unworthiness, imposter syndrome. Like, who am I to be that? Oh, you're a divine being, girly. Let me invite you. Let me remind you. This is all who we are, and this everything together, own it, integrate it, become it, be it, embody it, and this is what wholeness is, realizing you are it all. And when you're whole within yourself, you're whole with the entire universe. Hallelujah. Amen. Isn't this so beautiful? I am so happy. So, yeah, this is really what I wanted to share with you today. And yeah, let me know what you think. What do you think about my makeup? Actually, you can tell me what you think, but I think I like it. And I'm not a perfectionist, so I'm just going to play around with it a little more. My hair is a little Tina Turner-ish. I like that too. So, and this has liberated me so much. You don't have to be perfect in order to be amazing. Okay, we want to be a little wild. We want to be a little messy. I think that's even more attractive. So that was so much fun. Let me know if you like it like that so I can do that again. And it's very time effective. I actually like it. It's just playing around with the makeup. And I gave you some gems. And if you actually really want to become your $10 million self, 10 million euro self, like if you want to create a business, if you want to create more money, if you want to create your own platform, if you want to work on yourself, if you want to integrate shame, create emotional intelligence, everything that I talked about, and even more, hit me up. That's what I do in my personal practice. I've already helped hundreds of people all around the world. And the system that I work with is by my mentor. And it has already helped hundreds of thousands of people all around the world to become their best self, to become their highest self, to become their full spectrum self, to become the most integrated, most authentic, most amazing version of themselves, and also make that money. Yeah, make that money, make that business, have a relationship if you choose to, and yeah, just be happy and really be in the energy of what it means to be a human being on this beautiful planet and live your best life in this human existence. So I'm looking forward to hear from you. Go over to joannafatonji.com for a strategy session. And it is my pleasure to continue to come on here and also give me some love, show me some love. I would love that. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment. Let me know what you think and share it and come back. All of that. I love love. And yeah, until then, stay dangerous. Bye.